Growing old should be a time of peace, a time to enjoy the fruits of decades of hard work, a time for slower mornings, quiet reflection, and deeper connections. Yet, for many, old age becomes a season of quiet financial stress, hidden behind the walls of their own homes. Not because they're reckless, not because they live large, but because of small, seemingly harmless spending habits that slowly erode their financial stability, habits that few talk about. Here are 10 common ways people unknowingly waste money in their later years, and how to stop before it's too late. 1. Paying for insurance you no longer need. When you were younger, insurance was essential. Life insurance to protect your family, health insurance to manage risk. But in retirement, priorities shift. Still, many seniors keep paying premiums for life insurance policies they don't need anymore. Some are over-insured, with overlapping health plans or redundant coverage. They keep paying out of habit, fear, or pressure and lose thousands annually. Take a fresh look. What insurance truly serves you now, and what no longer does? James, a 72-year-old widower in Florida, was still paying $250 a month for a life insurance policy he took out in his 40s to protect his children. But now, his kids are financially independent, and his mortgage is long paid off. He kept the policy out of habit and guilt, only to realize after a financial review that he'd spent over $20,000 in the last 6 years for no clear benefit. The lesson: insurance is a tool, not a lifelong obligation. If the reason you bought it is no longer valid, it's time to reconsider. 2. Overspending on children and grandchildren. Love often disguises itself as sacrifice. Many elderly parents give and keep giving to adult children and grandchildren, long past the point of necessity. Whether it's paying school fees, buying gadgets, or covering rent, these well-meaning gifts can silently drain your retirement savings, all while masking a deeper fear. What if I'm not needed anymore? Supporting loved ones is beautiful, but not if it leaves you financially insecure. You deserve stability too. Martha, 68, regularly paid her daughter's rent, bought her grandkids new phones every year, and even signed a loan for her son's business, which later failed. Over a decade, she spent over $80,000 supporting adult children who never asked her to, but quietly expected it. The lesson: love doesn't require sacrifice at the expense of your security. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it's wise. 3. Renovating the home beyond practical needs. A beautiful home brings comfort, but many retirees fall into the trap of constantly upgrading new tiles, smart TVs, designer kitchens, spending tens of thousands on spaces they hardly use. Is it comfort you're buying, or distraction? Instead of costly renovations, consider low-cost improvements that make life safer and more convenient. Handrails, non-slip flooring, better lighting. Focus on function, not just form. David and Anne, both in their early 70s, spent $40,000 updating their kitchen with granite countertops and smart appliances. But they rarely cooked anymore. They could have used that money for healthcare needs or travel they long dreamed of. The lesson: upgrade for safety, comfort, and accessibility, not resale value or appearance. 4. Subscribing to services you don't use. You still pay for cable TV, streaming platforms, magazines, or gym memberships, but barely touch them. Recurring payments can feel small, $10 here, $20 there, but over a year, they add up to hundreds or even thousands of wasted dollars. Track them. Cancel what you don't use. Keep only what truly adds value to your day-to-day joy. Linda, a retired schoolteacher, had subscriptions to Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Spotify, the New York Times, and several magazines. She only used one of them. When her grandson reviewed her finances, he found she was paying over $100 a month for services she didn't even remember signing up for. The lesson: review all recurring charges every 6 months. Technology can be overwhelming. Ask someone you trust to help audit your expenses. 5. Emotional spending. Shopping to fill loneliness or boredom. Loneliness is a silent thief, and for many older adults, emotional voids get filled with online shopping, frequent dining out, or hoarding household items just in case. It's not the money. It's what the spending represents: a yearning for meaning, for company, for control. But fulfillment doesn't come from the checkout cart. It comes from simple moments: a walk in the park, a conversation, a shared cup of tea. And those are free. After her husband passed away, Evelyn, 75, began ordering items online late at night: clothes, kitchen gadgets, wellness products. In her own words, Clicking buy now gave me something to look forward to. But her apartment became cluttered, and her savings shrank by over $10,000 in a year. The lesson: loneliness is real, but it can't be fixed with Amazon packages. Reach out. Join groups. Find real connection, not retail therapy. 6. Wasting money on dubious health supplements as the body ages. Fear often grows, and that fear is fertile ground for marketing. Anti-aging miracle. Restore your joints in 7 days. Reverse memory loss now. Too many elderly individuals fall for pseudoscience, buying expensive supplements with unproven benefits or worse, harmful side effects. Trust real doctors, not flashy ads. A balanced diet, regular checkups, and moderate exercise are worth more than any magic pill. Roger, 70. Spent nearly 3 a month on anti-aging pills, memory enhancers, and detox powders he saw in YouTube ads. His health didn't improve, but his wallet certainly shrank. Worse, some supplements interfered with his medications. The lesson: fear of decline makes us vulnerable to manipulation. Trust doctors, not marketing. A good diet, exercise, and sleep are far more powerful. 7. Buying technology or vehicles you don't really need. Retirement doesn't mean you have to live like it's the 1950s, but it also doesn't require the latest iPhone or a brand new car just to keep up. Many seniors overspend on flashy tech or luxury vehicles that they barely use or struggle to understand. Ask yourself, is this for me or for others' approval? There's pride in simplicity, dignity in restraint. Joan, 66, traded in her perfectly good car for a luxury SUV she hardly drove. She also bought the latest iPhone, but found it confusing and frustrating. In total, she spent over $60,000 on items that added stress instead of value. The lesson: buy for usefulness, not prestige. Often, enough is more satisfying than the best. 8. Giving away assets without a plan. Some parents want to pass on their wealth early, giving away land, houses, or large sums of money while still alive. But doing this without a legal and financial plan can lead to regret, conflict, or even abandonment. Worse, some end up dependent on the very people they gave everything to. Be generous, but be wise. Keep enough to live independently, and make sure your legacy is protected legally and emotionally. Mr. Ellie, a retired Vietnamese immigrant in California, gave his eldest son full title to the family home to make things easier later. But when his son faced divorce, the house was caught in legal disputes. Mr. Ellie had no legal rights and had to move out. The lesson: always involve legal professionals when transferring wealth. Good intentions can be undone by poor planning. 9. Letting small daily expenses go unchecked. It's not the big purchases that hurt most, it's the coffee every morning, the snacks, the unplanned takeout. Tiny habits that leak money. If you don't track them, you'll never see them. Try noting down your expenses for just 1 week. You'll be surprised how much you spend without realizing it. Awareness is power and peace. Bernard, 69, loved his morning coffee runs, afternoon snacks, and impromptu lunches out. He thought of them as harmless pleasures until a budgeting app showed he spent nearly $800 a year on casual daily spending. The lesson: small choices compound. Tracking expenses for even 1 month can reveal powerful insights and help you redirect money toward what truly matters. 10. Not having a long-term financial plan. The biggest mistake. Having no plan at all. No monthly budget. No emergency fund. No projection of how long your savings will last. Many retirees live month to month, reacting to expenses rather than preparing for them. And when a crisis comes, illness, a broken appliance, a home repair, they caught off guard. A simple plan, even written on paper, can give clarity, control, confidence. You deserve that. Patricia, 74, lived off her savings but didn't factor in inflation, rising healthcare costs, or the potential need for long-term care. When she had a minor stroke and needed physical therapy, she realized she couldn't afford both care and rent. The lesson: a plan is not just about spreadsheets, it's about peace of mind. Speak with a financial advisor. Even a simple plan can help you sleep better. As you grow older, time becomes more precious than gold. But money still matters, not for lavish living, but for stability, for dignity, for the freedom to say no when something doesn't feel right. Every dollar saved wisely is not just a number in your bank account, it's a step toward freedom, toward self-respect, toward a peaceful old age where you live on your own terms. So take a look at your spending. Be honest, be kind to yourself. You've come so far, now is the time to protect your peace. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button to support the channel. Share it with your friends and loved ones, it might be exactly what they need right now. And make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next meaningful videos. Thank you for being here. Every view, every share, and every comment from you is what keeps us going and helps us spread these valuable messages to more people.